All right. Well, we're live. No one's in chat yet. No one's watching yet. That's all right. I'm going to see if I can find a new game to play. So, let's see if I can figure it out. Let me move some stuff around here real quick. How y'all doing tonight? Yep. So, it's a little bit different than usual. I got a little bored with HumanitZ, to say the least. I was recording some videos this weekend, about 2 to 2.5 hours in, and I just hit a wall. I couldn't do it anymore. So I didn't record any videos this weekend for HumanitZ, and I spent a lot of time trying to find a new game to play, but I couldn't nail one down. So hopefully uh, we'll be able to figure that out tonight and see where we're going to go from here. Just going to check my audio real quick. Make sure everything's coming through. Hopefully it is. Sounds like it's working. All right. Well, I don't know what to play. I've got there's a lot of games that are really popular, but don't interest me at all, and some that I don't think would be suitable for live streaming or videos. But I'm interested to hear what you guys might think, and maybe y'all can help me in a figure something out, because I got quite a few games in my library, but I don't I'm not opposed to buying a new game and trying something different. So yeah, I think sound is good. Do I know Icarus? I looked into it. The That's one of the things that it's one of the games that I'm not really interested in. That the survival crafting genre is it seems like it's all like cookie cutter carbon copies of each other, and I'm really not into gathering a whole bunch of like materials to do um for like crafting shelters or crafting uh whatever. That grind is kind of really um is really boring for me. I don't get any enjoyment out of it at all. I have several games like that, and I've tried several times to play that type of game. Like I have I got a cat in my way. I've got like Medieval Dynasty, The Infected, Mist. I think I have like The Island or something, Stranded Deep. All of those games that are just those crafting style games where it's just a constant grind. Planes of Pain, also a lot of crafting. Yeah, I did see some videos on that a while back, but it looked pretty interesting. But yeah, it seems like there's a like that genre has taken over like the modern gaming. And have I ever played Grounded? I have not played Grounded. I did kind of look into that. I think I kind of looked into it. That's yeah, okay. That's the one where you get shrunk. have to mute that. How's it going, Chief? How you doing? It's awesome. It's fun. Yeah, I don't know. Can you? I don't think I have any other audio than my voice coming through, but everyone hit that like button. Green hell. Yeah, just the same crafting garbage. Yeah, that it just drives me crazy. It's like it's nobody can come up with a new their own type of game. Here in Grounded too, but the first one was excellent. Yeah, the I don't know. It's just it's like everybody. I can't remember the first one that came out. I think it was like the Forest or Raft or something like that. And it seemed really cool at first, and then everybody copied it. And it seems like that's all anyone's making now is those survival crafting games. And I just think they're boring. Like um, if I wanted to just do a bunch of tedious stuff, I'd just stay at work all day. But I was looking. I have a couple of games uh, in my library that I started to play. Like I started to play Enshrouded. I think that one it either just got its 1.0 release um, or that's coming soon. If I can find it, I may have deleted it to make space. Oh no, there it is. Um, but that one was kind of fun. It's a different style game. There's still gathering and building in it, but you don't have to do the gathering and building. You can just take over other buildings and kind of just set them up your own way. And then I was thinking for something completely different, like Path of Exile, but Path of Exile has like it has a paywall. It's like pay to play, and I don't like those games either. So the other option to one of those action RPGs is like Diablo 4, and I think someone mentioned another one, um, but I can't remember what it's called. The the Enshrouded. It does have some it does have some crafting in it, but it's not required to play the game. There are some grindy aspects to it, but the gameplay is much different than a lot of the survival crafting games. I thought about Gray Zone, but I feel like that's just another extraction shooter, and I'd probably get bored of that really quick. I mean, I have Arc Raiders, and that's fun, but that's a little chaotic. I mean, that's like it's not a game that's very relaxing. It's too much going on. The I mean, I don't know, I have a bunch of games in my library, as you guys can see. Yeah, I've got a bunch of them over there. Yeah, I played it for a little while, and I I did some of the crafting, but it didn't seem overwhelming because like I said, you didn't have to. Conan Exiles? No, I haven't played Conan Exiles before. I'll have to look it up. I know that was a big one for a while. It's an older game. Does that have survival crafting, or is that survival open world crafting? Yeah, it's still got the crafting, but is it like overwhelmingly crafting? I'd have to watch a video on well, I guess I could set it up to watch some videos. It has good building mechanics. Is it like super grindy with having to find a bunch of stuff? I'll watch a video, see if we can I'll just see. I mean, it looks pretty cool. I don't know what the gameplay is like. Is that like is it an MMO? Co-op? Wow, they have a bunch of them. They have a bunch of DLCs. Oh, I don't want to do it. Yeah, I don't want to do a grindy building game. I'd rather play a game that's like I don't know, explore, a game where you can explore and have fun. And yeah, but I just, oh, my cat's sitting on the dang. Yeah, I'm just really not into the crafting building at all. Like that's one of the things that really I just find absolutely boring in a game. Like I don't want to have to run around and search for a bunch of materials and collect a bunch of stuff just to build something. So I'd rather play something that has a kind of a flow to it, like with some actual um, progression. Like one of the things with HumanitZ, it's like the all the Zeeks are the same on one side of the island and the other side of the island, and the only difference with with the more difficult areas is um, you just have more Zeeks. Like there's no progressively more difficult Zeeks. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot to explore, but if it's got that type of crafting, I don't want to play it. It's not even it's I don't want to spend the money on it because I know what'll happen is I'll play it for a week and then I'll just stop playing it. But the I don't know. Anyone else have any other suggestions? I just like the survival crafting genre is it's overdone and there's just no they're they're not you could buy any single one of them. I've already got like I said I've already got geez, what do I have? I have The Infected, Medieval Dynasty, Mist Survival, and Stranded Deep. All of those are survival crafting, and I think I've got a combined maybe 20 hours into each one because it I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Daisy, I could get into some Daisy. Daisy is always the fallback. That's something that I could really get into. It, I'd have to change my gameplay like video format. I would only be able to do like maybe one or two videos a week because I'd have to play, you know, 10 to 15 hours just to get uh, maybe an hour worth of content. I'd have to cut it all up so I'm not just running around the whole time. Or the, everyone always says DayZ's a walking simulator, and I guess if you're watching it, then it pretty much is. If you're live streaming, it's not bad, but um, I would definitely have to change the way I do my edited videos. But I mean, that's always an option. I've thought about it. You know, that's the game that really. I mean, there's not nothing else like Daisy on the market. It sits by itself. Scum, I've never played Scum. I know that's pretty similar in some ways to Daisy. Is it yeah, Diggity, I might just jump back into Daisy. That's a good point. How many Alien games do I have? Um I think I just have Alien Isolation. That's an old one. And if you're including space games, I have Starfield, which I just bought, and it seems like that's probably Alien Dark Descent. I don't have that. I don't think I've ever even heard of that. You're playing that that card game management shop thing, The Last Plague. Very grindy. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, this looks pretty cool. That's one of my favorite movies of all time, by the way. Aliens. I love Bill Paxton's character in that. He's just hilarious. A friend of mine used to quote him all the time at work. He's like, "Why don't you put her in charge?" The Last Plague. Let me put Aliens in my wish list so I can put that in my wish list. And The Last Plague. Aliens is awesome. The movie or the game? Yeah. I yeah, I love the movie. It's like that's my favorite movie of all time. And I know it's kind of cheesy, but game over, man. It's game over. Yeah. Yeah, they've got some really good lines in that movie. But the movie, yeah. Open world survival craft. Yeah, I don't want to play that. No, I didn't like Alien Isolation, the game. I don't think that was it was a little too I don't I don't know what the word for it is. It was maybe a little too slow. Scum as a single player. You can play Scum on single player. Aliens Dark Descent is like a movie. That I put that in my wish list so I can definitely look it up later and see um look more into it. I thought Scum was more like a DayZ game, but you can play it single player, MMO, and online. Okay. Can you co-op with just friends? It says co-op, online co-op. Um, Project Zomboid's always a solid. I can't get past the graphics in Zomboid. Uh, I know it's probably a really good game. I just especially after just coming off of HumanitZ, I think that's probably a little too similar. Scum looks pretty interesting. I'll have to add that to my wish list and check it out a little bit more. Yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch of games out there. I feel like the gaming industry is kind of letting everybody down. Everybody's copying one another, and nobody's really doing any unique games anymore. I mean, as soon as Tarkov hit, how many extraction shooters came out? Like I think there's got to be like 50 of them now. Ember Forge, Subsistence. PC's too grindy. Surrounded, yeah, I like Surrounded. It's fun. It's like um it's like a low poly single player DayZ. Your perfect survival game. DayZ's the closest. Yeah, DayZ's definitely. I don't think there's another game out there like that. I think, and to be honest, I mean that's really why it's remained so popular for the last. Um, I don't know how long's it been out since like 2015, 2013. Sons of the Forest. That's another one of those survival crafting games I just can't do. Like I'll play it for 20 hours and then just turn it off and never touch it again. Yeah, anything that's got that go around, gather a bunch of materials, build you know, a, a cabin or whatever. I don't. It's just not my. It's not my style of game. It has been a couple of years since I played DayZ, but I was looking at. I think I bought Frostline. I may. I don't know if I did. I think I bought it, and I've never. I haven't played it yet. Um, I don't know. But DayZ, I mean, that does have. Well, I think one of the things that DayZ has going for it is all the mods. Yeah, open world survival craft can't do that. Like all the modded servers, and there's so many different things you can do on DayZ. You can find if you can find a server that you really enjoy, then that's uh, you can. And if you get bored, you just bounce to a different server. Fallout New Vegas. Um, yeah, they got tons of maps with all the custom modded servers. Yeah, I mean, I started out in DayZ on Livonia. I bought it. I think I bought it the week that Livonia came out, so I was a little late to the game. But um, at that point in time, all the Cherno servers were completely full. So I played Livonia for a couple of years before I started um, playing some of the other maps. But I think I've only really played on uh, Livonia, Chernarus, and Namalsk. Maybe I've done some of the. Maybe I did a couple of other maps a couple of times, but I didn't give them any solid effort. The Yeah, I don't know. I think I bought Frostline, but I don't know. So I thought I was going to get back into DayZ, and then I never started playing it again. Let me see. Oh, I didn't buy Frostline. I don't think. Did I? Oh, no, I did. Okay. I do have it. You discovered the console commands for and ruined HumanitZ for yourself. Yeah, that's always a really difficult thing. Like I would have people on stream or in the comments telling me to use the console commands to do something, but it's it's not necessarily cheating, but it if you're not putting in any effort, it kind of is like cheating. You're cheating yourself. Flying around the map, just building whatever you want, whenever you want, that kind of thing. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I mean, you could build some pretty cool functional. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. To answer your question about Fallout New Vegas, I haven't tried it. I haven't played a Fallout game since I think I did download. I got Fallout 4 a few months ago and tried it, and I just couldn't. I couldn't get into it. I don't know why. Like I remember playing not the original Fallout, maybe Fallout 2, Fallout something. It was a long time ago. And just I thought it was put together really well with the soundtrack and all of the crazy like 1950s music. I thought that was pretty creepy, but it definitely helped with the atmosphere of the game. But there are Infection Free Zone. I don't think I've even heard of that. Oh, maybe I saw something about this the other day. Oh, I think somebody told me about this. Generation Zero. Oh, that seems. I think I played some games like this before. I do. Okay, yeah, I've got some. This is like RTS. I've got some games like that that I don't ever play. Generation Zero. Okay. Excited for Ardem. Yes, and I saw that. I've got a couple of RTS games and I'm not really into them. I think that like I've got like Stellaris and I think I have one or two others that I never really got into them. I'll put Generation Zero on my wish list and check into it some more. What was the other one? Ardem. Exploration, sandbox, driving, PvP, PvE. Okay. All right, so I guess it was low poly. Vane, nah, Vane's too. I don't know what it is about Vane. I think it's too intricate. Like, there's just too much stuff. I Sometimes when you're trying to make a realistic game, you can go too complex. And I played um, the demo for Vane a few times at several different stages of the development, and I think it was a little. It was just a little bit too much. Have I tried Surrounded? Yeah, I really do. I enjoy Surrounded. It's fun. Um, it's very similar to DayZ, and except for the fact that it's low poly. Vane looks way too clean. The gameplay is a little. It's a little over the top. Like you can pretty much pick up anything in Vane. There's um, it needs more trash around. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'd probably do that. Um, make it a little more overgrown. But yeah, Vane was I think it's a little too complex. And I feel like it kind of still falls into that survival crafting. Let me just check it real quick. I mean, I'm gonna put Ardem in my wish list, and I'll follow it, see what happens with it. Um, yeah, I feel like Vane's been in early access for a really, really long time. Road to Vostok, I I had Road to Vostok I still have it, or I had the demo. Um, I didn't get it when it just came out last or like 2 weeks ago. I'd have to give it another go. It The AI needs work. They were pretty tough before. I did watch the Running Man's. Um, he played it for a little while, and I mean he made it look really easy with with the AI. So I guess the AI haven't really gone through as much improvements as like the rest of the maps. And try to get my got a lot of glare in my glasses. Um, yeah, the AI probably needs some work, but I don't know. I feel like if I was gonna play Road to Vostok, that's another one of the extraction shooters that kind of like that popped up after uh, Tarkov, but it's definitely done in a different way. I do like that they at least do put the permadeath zone in there, so there's some risk to it. That's the one thing about the extraction shooters that I don't enjoy is that there's really not much risk. You play Scum SP with zombies turned off and just armed NPCs on the map. Make loot scarce and just try to survive. I'll have to look. I'll have to definitely have to look more into Scum. I think I put it in my wish list, but I did. Okay. Is SP, is that like a mod? Yeah, that's always that you can tailor the experience. That's always a bonus. Um, I do like games that kind of allow you to do that. So if you can modify the difficulty and control the amount of so you can fine tune it to your play style. I'll definitely have to add more enemies, less vehicles, more animals. Yeah, yeah. It's always nice when the developers put that in the game. That's one of the things. Like SP is single player. Okay, that makes sense. Um, um, HumanitZ, HumanitZ has a bunch of controls like that as well. Um, but there, I think the thing with HumanitZ is like I was saying earlier. There's just like there's no progression to it right now. Like if you've encountered zombies on one side of the map, it's the same zombies on the other side of the map. Just don't look up the console commands. I never do. Like unless I'm like I've done a couple of um, like play tests with for some developers, and they'll if the game has console commands, they'll usually give you the console commands to like fix your character if you get stuck and stuff like that. But I typically don't do it. I would rather play the game as it was intended to be played, and I'd rather not know all that stuff. Um, but if you're doing a play test and you're helping helping the developers out and like finding bugs and stuff like that, then it's good to have that just so that you can get unstuck, especially if you encounter a bug. But yeah, I wouldn't want to know the console commands to a game because I don't think it's fun to um it's not fun. Once you it's like entering God mode. You can, like, once you have those, then the game's pretty much over. You use Scum as your vacation home to relax after DayZ. Yeah, DayZ is pretty intense. It's I think it would be different streaming it or playing it, making videos for it. I tend to take more risks when I'm uh, streaming or playing games for content. That if I was just trying to have a relaxing game, I wouldn't take those risks. But if you're if you're doing it for entertainment, you're there. It's kind of boring to watch somebody that's cowering in the corner all the time. Rather run in guns blazing and see if you can pull off some miracles. Well, I might have to check Scum out. Um, I definitely People keep asking about Surround Dead. I do like Surround Dead. Um, there's uh, there's only a couple things that I don't like about it. Um, the uh, the low poly graphics are kind of one of those things. I play like you, run in guns blazing. Yeah, I mean you got to do that sometimes. You got to push yourself, otherwise you never get any better. I mean, there's some guys on, like, I know for a fact some of the streamers, because I only have like maybe like 16 or 1700 hours in DayZ. I didn't have internet for a long time, so I couldn't play it. And there are anyone that's got around the same amount of hours as me or more would probably smoke me. I haven't played it in so long, but you'd watch me play it though. It's fun. Like I feel like Daisy's fun when you're playing it. I Some people complain about it. I mean, obviously there are some very uh if you're into like really fast-paced games, Daisy's not the one. But uh there's it doesn't I don't think I've ever had another game give me anxiety like the way DayZ gives me anxiety. You finally get some good gear, and you can tell yourself all you want that you're not going to get gear fear, and then it just slowly settles in over you. You're officially the worst shot in Shannara. Not if I was on the map, let me tell you. Like I did I used to play on the DayZ Underground server, which is like the role playing server, and that's not a it's not a PvE server, but they have like factions and groups and stuff like that that are um, pretty pretty well organized. And I got I got I didn't get kidnapped, but I got held up one time, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna pull myself out of this. Like, they were standing right in front of me. I had a pistol in my pocket with a full mag, and I pulled it out and missed every shot. I mean, they were like 5 feet in front of me. There's no way I should have missed, but you start getting uh, that adrenaline rush. Yeah, I don't think there's another game. There's not another game that that does that to me. It's definitely exciting. It would be hard to go to bed right after that. That's for sure. Um, it's not a very relaxing game, even though it's a slow paced game. Uh, it'll definitely uh, get your nerves, get you all wound up, you know, especially when you're struggling and you finally make it, and then you're minding your own business, and all of a sudden the screen goes black and it says you're dead. You know, like, where'd that shot come from? But yeah, the it's hard to learn that it's only borrowed, not owned. Yeah, that's definitely one of the. I think the best way for me, the best way to play DayZ is to not have a base, because having a base is too stressful. You're always wondering, you know, am I getting rated, or uh, is you know, you log on, you go check your base right away. I think that's, for me, that's like the you shouldn't play these. Yeah, I would say probably a little extra anxious if that's the case. But yeah, I've had a couple of bases on Daisy, but I think my play style is more like the Running Man's, where you just play the character until it's done and then start all over again. And that's, honestly, the starting over is one of the the most enjoyable parts about that game. Is like, what am I gonna find that's gonna pull me through this time, or are you gonna find anything to survive? But I typically just get uh, food and drink early, and then move away from the coast as quick as possible, or as quick as possible. But sorry, yeah, the I've got a couple of games to look into. You guys got any more suggestions? I mean, I have a bunch of games in my library, but starting over does feel like a relief. Like there's a huge release of tension when you know, because you're always worried about getting killed, and then when you finally do, you're like, oh, I don't have to worry about that anymore. Now I just have to start all over again. And then I feel like the it's all kind of uh tension free right up until you get to the point where you've got a good gun and you're stable, and then the gear fear starts to settle in. I guess it depends on how you play. If you like just getting into gunfights and pushing the limits, then it doesn't matter if you start over. But I'd say my play style is pretty similar to um, the Running Man's play style, or Amish is that, any of those people that don't really have don't do the base building. But it's a fun game. It's definitely like I said before, there's nothing else out there like it, and I don't think anybody can really copy it. I mean, I'm sure there's some similar games. I know that there was some that tried to do it that weren't really successful. What was it? Dead Side, I think, was the one. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's the one. That was with AI, I think. I could be wrong. I could be way off. No, I think this is it. Yeah, I think Dead Side's the one that was very similar. I don't think it took off. It doesn't have very many reviews. Survival Fountain of Youth. Gold River Project. I mean, that's pretty cool for a survival crafting game, but it's still one of those games that's like, gather 8,000 coconuts. Would you say Gold River Project? Oh, is this the? I think I've seen a couple of videos on this recently. This is the one where you get dropped off in a plane. Maybe. I mean, that's actually, I think, a better concept for the survival games is to actually have it be a survival game. Never be alone. Hmm. That's going to be very similar to Surrounded. Same low poly graphics. They probably use the same graphics pack. That looks pretty cool. I'll add that to my wish list. See what happens with it. It sounds like they added the same. They've got the same graphics and probably yeah, because that's the same backpacks you can get in Surrounded. It looks like essentially the exact same game. Surrounded's another one of those games that allows you to like fully customize it. Like one of the things that I typically do when I play Surrounded is um, turn off the backpacks in backpacks in backpacks in backpacks. You know what I'm saying? It looks pretty cool. It looks like the map is probably Black Frost. Yeah, the new uh the Long Dark. I started playing the Long Dark. I bought that about a month ago, maybe a little bit more. And I like it. I think it's put together really really well. But that is another one of those games that's like super super slow. I feel like there's also I'm way behind the curve. Heat Death Survival Train is good too. Naquan, not Naquan or Naquan. What is that? I think I've seen something about that. Yes, I did. Okay, yeah. That looks really good. I'm gonna add that to my wish list. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, South Korea. I like the atmosphere of this game. It reminds me of like the old Resident Evil or what's the other uh what was that other game that came out at the same time as Resident Evil around the same time? They're basically the same game at the same time. Um I can't remember. That looks fun. It seems like there are some games that are if I feel like some of the indie developers have decided that they're not going to stick with the same cookie cutter stuff that everybody else, all the big studios are doing. Um, so this looks actually pretty cool. Um, I wonder if it's going to be first person. Ill and God Save Birmingham. I think I saw something about Ill the other day. I may have or may not have. Action shooter, first person. Oh, yeah. I think I did see something about this the other day. Yeah, where they got all the really creepy zombies. Yeah, I'm going to put that on my wish list. I'm kind of interested to see, what's the other one? God Save Birmingham. I do like You Are the Last Soul Alive, huh? I do like the medieval games. I like medieval fantasy. It would be really cool to see a game based on some of the novels that I read. Like if they came out with a like a Stormlight Archives game, that would be pretty cool. Huh, that looks pretty cool. I'm honestly I'm waiting for I keep seeing videos on Tail's Edge. Um and I know that's not coming out for a really long time, but I think when it does come out, it should be a very unique game. It seems like they really want to build a fun, engaging game with a lot of interactive content. Another one that's coming out soon is Fable 2, right? Fable. I played the uh the first one on Xbox or something like I don't even know how long ago. You got far too many games on your wish list. Well, it'd be nice if there were some decent games that were out to buy right now. It seems like they're they just seem kind of it seems like if you buy one of the games you could have bought any of them. Like any of the Souls like games seem to be the same. And then they've got Souls like games with survival crafting, and then they've got survival crafting games with survival crafting, like it's just it seems like they're all kind of it's the same game, just a different package. Um I know Pragmata is pretty popular right now, but I feel like that's probably a really short game because it's by Capcom. Yeah, because I like games with a lot of like replayability, but it seems like if there's a game with a story, it's like super short. You get about maybe 20 to 60 hours of actual gameplay, um, and then that's it. It's all over. I don't know. I'll probably have to give DayZ a try again. Might have to get some practice rounds in on the what's the battle royale server. Well, they don't have a battle royale server, but the The one where you just log in and find all the guns and start shooting, just to get my trigger finger working again. Prologue Go Way Back is fun, but it's a walking sim. It sounds familiar. Oh, it's literally just an outdoor like simulator. Well, you can get a step counter. I've got Mist in my library. It's one of those. Still another. It's still one of those survival crafting games. It's not as bad as a lot of other ones, and it does have some unique features that are pretty cool, like with the mist and the Zeeks or the zombies attacking at night, and um, a couple of different areas you can explore. But it's still one of those grindy gather a bunch of materials games that just drives me crazy. I did enjoy it for a little while, and then I just stopped playing it one day and never turned it back on. Yeah, I have that, and what else? Which other one do I have? It's very, very similar to that. The Infected, very similar to Mist. I feel like those two games came out almost exactly the same time. There's like a it's the gaming industry, or at least Steam has like a pandemic of survival crafting games that are all basically the same. It's difficult, man. Like I played Elden Ring. I'm not really a third person like Souls type, gamer. I guess it would probably help if I used controller, but since I started using keyboard and mouse, I haven't gone back to controller. And Elden Ring is very difficult with Icarus. I I did look into that quite a I did not quite a bit, but there's another couple of games that seem very similar to Icarus, where they seem to put a little bit more effort into the gameplay instead of just like the gather a bunch of stuff. Like it seems like there's some discoverable areas, and you can get some pretty cool weapons and fight some pretty cool monsters. It's just that grindy uh, gather all this material that it does have narrative quests. Okay. I do have it on my wish list, so I'll have to look into it a little bit more. So I don't see anything in the like let's go to the recommendations. Yeah, I'm just getting all the new games that are coming out in my resume recommendations. What's my short list so far? Um, if I was gonna, so DayZ's on there. If I wanted to do like an isometric game, just an ARPG, I'd probably buy Diablo 4. Um, I think Path of Exiles is another option with that, but I don't like games that have a paywall and then offer microtransactions. I don't like the pay to play games. So I'd rather, if I was going to play an ARPG, I'd rather it be just buy the game and not have to worry about um, any more purchases after the fact. Let's see, what did I just put in my wish list? Let's check that out. Um, see if I can find my wish list. There it is. See, I had 7 Days to Die in my wish list for the longest time, and the only reason I didn't get it is because it's open world survival crafting. Um, I haven't cased. I haven't even looked at that in a while. It's got a bunch of mixed reviews. You'd definitely be interested in watching Diablo 4. I think I would rather I think that's a different pace, because it's still kind of fun and fast paced, and you can I haven't played Diablo 4 yet. The last one I played was Diablo 3, and I don't even think that was on Steam. I think you had to buy it from the developer and play it through their launcher, and I got pretty good at it. I have played every single Diablo game since Diablo came out. I played Diablo 1, Diablo 2, and Diablo 3. So um, that's something that I could look into. Mech Warrior, I used to play the Mech Warrior games. Those were fun. Um, I have not played the new one, Mech Warrior 5, but that fits kind of with my, FPS, the genre I really like, FPS. Yeah, I haven't played. I think the last time I played Mech Warrior was like Mech Warrior 3 or something like that. Is it Pioneer or Pioneer? Is that? I'll look it up. Pioneer. That looks pretty cool. That's something different. Kind of zombie mutant alien. Oh, that one just released, so it's probably it's on. Oh, it just released on early access a few months ago. Single player MMO, online PvP, and co-op. It's not expensive either. I'll probably have to watch some videos on that. That could be fun. That looks like a pretty fun game. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look into it and maybe check it out. Another game called Hunger. Okay. So it's like a medieval zombie apocalypse. Or, well, not medieval, Napoleonic. That looks pretty cool. I see. I like if they have a different twist on the zombie apocalypse games, or just a different twist on gaming in general. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, might have to. I think I put it in. Yeah, I did put it on my wish list. So we'll have to follow that and see what happens. It seems like there really aren't. I mean, a bunch of games are coming out soon, but there's like not much available right now. So I might have to do either DayZ or Diablo 4. Just kind of see how it goes. Have you looked at Witchfire functional? Witchfire's pretty I have that one. It's an extraction shooter. It's very fast paced. It's pretty fun, but it gets really repetitive because it's an extraction shooter. But they do a pretty good job at scaling. Most of your wish list isn't released yet. Yeah, so you probably have the same gaming taste that I do, where you're like, "Yeah, I need something that's uh, not the same cut and dry cookie cutter garbage that's out right now." Yeah, it seems. I feel like the game designers, the devs, just kind of got lazy for the last few years and just started pumping out a bunch of garbage. And then I mean, there have been a couple of big games that have come out recently, um, and some games that had very short-lived. You're not super into Magic and Dragons. You like gritty. I like them both, but the Magic and Dragons it has to be kind of dark. Like I don't want to I don't want it to be rainbows and unicorns. Um I want a story where the the risks are really high. Something like a world-ending apocalyptic. You know, so I used to play D&D in high school, so I was really into the medieval fantasy stuff for a really long time. But when I was growing up, they just didn't have video games that were capable of doing any of that stuff. I mean, the first I think the first Baldur's Gate, which was I had the first Baldur's Gate, that was just a top down isometric, but that was like the third Dungeons and Dragons game that I had on PC, and it was just like I had like the Dragonlance ones and stuff like that, and it was just top down isometric and turn based gameplay. But I loved that stuff way back when. But that was like high tech back in when that would have been. That would have been in the late '80s. But yeah, I feel like the a lot of the recent games are just, it's like they got lazy. There have been some pretty good ones that have come out, like pretty good games that have come out that just didn't hook you for very long. Commodore 64 days. Yeah, we're almost the same. You're a little bit older than I am, but yeah, so I had, did I have a Commodore 64? I think I did have a Commodore 64. I did have a Commodore 64. Uh, I remember one of my friends had got the Atari system when it first came out, and man, that was huge. You know, color graphics, and you wish you could make your own game. You can. There's you can do like, they have what's called vibe coding now. You can get an AI assistant to help you write the game. But if you're talking something like crazy complex like one of these, I wouldn't even know where to begin with that. I don't think you could do that vibe coding. I think you need somebody that really understood the programming language. Which, you know, 20 years ago, if I'd have kept up with programming, I'd probably understand it now. But you know, if you don't use it, you lose it. So it's been a long time since I've done any programming. I understand the format, but that's about as far as I can get. You can barely get GeForce working now. Yeah, yeah. Computers have gotten a little complex, but at least you're. I mean, you're on now. You're typing, talking to people in live chat now, so that's more than most people our age are doing probably. But yeah, I had my friend got the Atari. I don't remember which number it was. It was one of the first Ataris that came out, and I think he still. I think it. I think Pong was still um, one of the main games you got with Atari back then. And then a couple years later, um, we got the ColecoVision, which had all of the, like, the arcade games on it. It had Donkey Kong, and uh, I think it had Pac-Man and some of that stuff. And you know, everything was, it was actually in color, so that was pretty cool. You retired early, so you have a lot of time to play games. I wish I would have retired early. If I'd have gotten out of business like around 2020 when everything went wrong, I probably could have retired, but um, I lost the last several years have been really rough. I'm trying to build things back up, but the whole everything's changed. The whole world's changed. You know, nothing works the way it used to 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, it'd be nice to play some games. I don't know if I could play games constantly if I was retired. I'd have to find something else to do. I'd probably still be working on, fixing stuff around the house and doing all that kind of stuff. But I know I'd have to find something to do. I don't think I could play. I don't think I could play video games all day. Maybe I could if I was making money doing it, but um, yeah. Speaking of that, I got to take my meds. I'll be right back. We only get to play till the aliens show up, so you're making the most of it. Yeah, I mean, maybe if we can get off planet, I don't think I'll live long enough for us to get off planet, but it'd be cool to live in a sci-fi um, spacefaring society, I think. But yeah, I get people, the All the alien conspiracy theorists kind of drive me crazy. Like why don't we know they're here and stuff like that. I think one of the reasons would be their technology would be so advanced that if they didn't want us to know they were here, we wouldn't. Road to Vostok, yeah, I've played. I played Road to Vostok in the demo. Um, I know it just released a couple of weeks ago for version 1. Um, I haven't given it a go since in probably like 6 months. But it's I guess it's less of an extraction shooter than a lot of other extraction shooters. Um, but it didn't hook me the way some of the other games did. They're here, bro. They always have been. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, we wouldn't know if they were. But um, yeah, Road to Vostok. I might give it another go. It's not that expensive. I could probably swing that and give it a shot. I feel like I watched the Running Man's play it the other day, and I feel like the gameplay was kind of in the same place as it was 6 months ago, but the maps had grown, um, and the AI didn't look like they had seen much of an improvement, if any. So I don't know. I think it's only $20. I might give it another go. Let me see what it. It's only $15 right now. I mean, the graphics are really good, and I think the physics are really done really well. They have added a lot of content to the game, and that's a big task because this is just a single developer with that's paying like some subcontractors and stuff to do certain things. You like Incursion Red River? I so Daisy, Scum, and The Last of Us. I'll tell you what, The Last of Us was one of the best games I ever played on console. I really enjoyed the gameplay in that. Um, but that would be something cool if you could get a hybrid between uh, if they could have some of that The Last of Us gameplay in a game like Daisy. I haven't played Scum yet, so I don't know. I don't know if um, Days Gone. I haven't played that one yet either. But yeah, Incursion Red River. I was playing that last year before 1.0 dropped. I don't even know what version I was playing. It was still pretty basic, and then the update. I want to say the update like 6 months ago. Maybe it was a little bit longer. I played that for a little while and basically maxed out in about 20 hours of gameplay because they still only had, I think they still only had 2 maps at the time. And then I know they just added the third map and I think they just hit the 1.0 release. Um, yeah, it was just, yeah, I think it's still, okay, it's still in early access, but I think they just updated it and they've done a lot of work on it. But I played that's one of the games that I played as a playtester, and I played a lot of it. Um, and then I updated the game and played the newest release a couple days after release. I didn't play in the playtest this time, and it was really buggy. Like I got my player got stuck in the kneeling position. I couldn't get out of it. Uh, I couldn't ADS, and I got killed like 2 games in a row from the same thing. And I was like, I'm done. I just turned it off and started playing something else. But I don't know how many hours I have in Incursion Red River. I have like, it says I've got 200 hours. So I mean, that's not a crazy amount, but that's enough to um, understand what the game's going to be like. I think I need to wait for that to kind of hit a couple more updates. Days Gone. That's the motorcycle one. Yeah, I've seen that. That one just never appealed to me for whatever reason. The Armory Forge, yeah. So for Daisy 2, but that's still once again that's in like the very early stages. I was watching I don't remember who it was. I watched uh I think I watched either Sour Sweet or I watched a couple of streamers play it, and it's still very janky. If I would say to be polite. You're new to those types of games like the first person shooters or Extraction. Started with Enshrouded. You're thinking about Windrose. Yeah, if you like the survival crafting games, we got Slim Pickens, bro. Yeah, yeah, that's very true. I think yeah, I'm kind of like stuck on. It's either gonna be Daisy, which is already in my library, or I'm gonna I'm gonna look at Scum. I probably am gonna buy Diablo 4, just so I could say I played every Diablo, because I feel like those games have a kind of a skill progression, and that's always something that keeps you engaged. Is like if the game gets progressively harder, and you have to level up um, to match it. So I'll probably download Diablo 4 and try to see what that's about. But I'm definitely going to look at Scum and a couple of other games that we talked about tonight. But Charles, yeah, the I looked at Windrose and I almost bought it the other day, but I just can't do the survival crafting anymore. You bought every single FIFA game since the first one. I never got into the sports games. I had a buddy that the only sports game that I ever got into was Tiger Woods. I absolutely loved that game. Like I'd sit for hours and play Tiger Woods. And then when I used to drink, I'd go to the bars and play Golden Tee. But the golf games I really enjoyed. But a buddy of mine used to get into the NFL games, the football games, and we'd sit around and drink and play those every once in a while. Well, we used to be roommates, so I used to sit around and drink and play those with him quite often. But I never got into the sports games. I just I don't watch sports anyway, so it never really appealed to me. Yeah, let me look at my wish list. Golden Tea was awesome. Yeah. I don't even know if they have those anymore. I haven't been to a bar in like 6 or 7 years, so I don't know. But they used to be tucked into the corner at every bar that I knew of. All right, I'm gonna have to definitely like look through all the games in my wish list because Mech Warrior might be fun. It's very futuristic. It'd be really cool to have a mech. Another one that seems to be a lot of people are talking about is Alcahest, but that's like the medieval fantasy first person. It looks like it'll be a pretty cool game if it ever comes out. Scum has mechs, does it really? Light No Fire looks really cool if they could ever if they because that seems like a very like a huge undertaking. So that game probably won't be out until like 2030. There's Stygian, which is a like survival horror game. It's like Lovecraftian horror. I've got that one in my wish list. It came out last year. I don't It doesn't have very many reviews at all, so I probably have to watch some YouTube videos. That's probably limited in um, content. Aliens Dark Descent. I'm going to have to look into that one because that's fairly inexpensive. That's only a 14 bucks. It's 65% off right now. I'll watch some videos on Scum. See if see if that's something I can get into. It looks like it's got a lot of features, fishing and hunting and zombies. Can't go wrong with a zombie game. The big new dragony medieval one. I think that's I don't know. Is that? 'Cause, Didn't I just say it? The huge open world one, Light No Fire. But that, like I said, that's not going to be out until like probably 2030. Fable, but that's still to be announced. Expensive. Let's see. See if there's see if I can find what you were talking about. Oh, Black Desert, is that the one you're talking about, the one that just came out? Or Black Desert 2, or wait, was I just talking about that? Crimson Desert, I think, is that's the new one. That it looks like it could be fun. I just don't like that the Souls-like games. Crimson Desert, yeah. It's that over the shoulder third person. For whatever reason, that I always get turned around. Like I think, yeah, I would probably have to play that with a controller, and I'd probably suck at it because I haven't. It better be fun. Yeah, for $70. Yeah, I think that's a pretty big ask for a game nowadays. But I guess it depends on how much it costs to develop it. I don't even know who the developer is. Who's the developer? Pearl Abyss. Yeah, I guess they knew they would probably get a bunch of players because the other one was had over 20 million, sold over 20 million copies. So the original one, the first one, Black Desert. So they knew they were gonna be able to get whatever they wanted for it. But to me, it doesn't look any different than Elden Ring. I mean, to me, it looks like basically the same game to me. I don't think Elden Ring was that expensive. Oh, it may have been. It's still $60 now, and they've got a bunch of different DLCs for more money. So I guess those Souls-like games are really popular. Yeah, I think I think I'm gonna look into Scum. So it's either gonna be it might be Scum, it might be DayZ, it might be Diablo 4. that I end up playing. State of Decay 2. I don't know. I don't think I have. No, I haven't played it. Let me look at it. That's super cheap. I'll add it to my wish list. It looks interesting. Into the Dead? I don't think I've ever heard of that one. Is State of the Dead or State of Decay, is that first person, or is that top down, or looks like first person? Okay. Or third person. What did you say? Into the Dead? Side scroller. Reminds me of the early days of video games. You've got State of Decay 2 and never played it? Let me add that. You're back. What'd you miss? Just a bunch of discussing about what games I should play. State of Decay 3 to be announced. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I don't know. We're discussing narrowing it down. So I added a bunch of stuff to my wish list so I could uh, do some research in the next couple of days. But we're talking about might be time to get a PS5. And no, I can't do the controllers. I have I have an Xbox controller right now. I just can't PC and PS5 Pro owner. Yeah, I don't see. I think I would rather upgrade my my PC than get a PS5. I think I'd rather because I could have two PCs running, one for playing and one for streaming, and um, to kind of increase my FPS and all that stuff. No, I mean some people enjoy them. I haven't had a console since Xbox. I think it was called the Xbox One. Um, that was the very last. That was the last PC or last console I had, and the the last game I played on it was we were just talking. We talked about it earlier. Uh, the zombie game with the the fungus, the one they just made a horrible TV show out of, The Last of Us. You didn't have a system since PS3. I feel like I don't know. I feel like SOCOM, yeah, way back in the day. Yep. I I played the first couple of Call of Duty games, and then I think the last one I played was the World War II Call of Duty game, and then they switched the format to all the online gaming and multiplayer, and I never got into that. But I think Daisy made you upgrade from playing it on PS5 to buying a PC. Daisy will do that. That'll I've I've never played it on console, but I can't imagine that it would be anywhere near what playing it on PC is like. The and then not having access to all the mods and all the I think they just added access to um, modded servers and stuff for the consoles on Daisy. With the price of RAM now, it's basically impossible to upgrade to a new PC. Yeah, well, yeah, but it's cheaper to buy a new PC complete than it is to buy just the RAM in a lot of cases. But I guess it depends on what's going to be happening uh, soon with AI. I mean, the RAM and the uh, GPUs and stuff like that are all, they're gonna have to get cheaper because I don't know how many AI companies are going to be popping up all over the place. I can't imagine Nvidia is going to. I guess I mean they're going to go where the money is. So I guess the RAM's probably still going to be really expensive. I just bought some not too long ago, and it wasn't crazy expensive, but I didn't get I this PC is a little bit older, so it's all DDR4 RAM and not the new DDR5. So it wasn't overpriced. But you bought a mini PC, you just run it through GeForce, yeah. I mean the graphics cards have a lot of power now. So if you have one of the newer graphics cards, you can get away with doing that with some PCs and some games. But yeah, the uh, I'm sure the price of RAM will come down if Elon Musk builds that new. Hope the AI bubble bursts in their face. Yeah, I think it will. I think there's going to be some tools that can be used for AI, and I think AI will go the way more of. I'm probably way off. I'm probably going to be wrong, like so wrong. It's going to be horrible, but um, I I feel like it's going to go the way of Google more than Google expects it will. And obviously, there's a lot of creative stuff being done with AI. I think Hollywood and the film industry is in a lot of trouble. Um, but AI is it's gonna really hurt a lot of other industries as well. So not just the cost of computer parts, but um, all across like tech and everything. Like w- with coding, you can use AI to code now. So the RAM will be obsolete when the aliens arrive. I thought you said they were already here. Well, I think if we make some new discoveries, there's a lot of pretty interesting stuff. I don't know if you guys keep up with some of the tech stuff, but there there's a new like photo GPU or photo CPU, which uses light instead of transistors. You got me there. um, so it, they use a lot less energy dependent. I think they just tested one of their experimental GPUs with I think it might have been Claude AI, but it installs um, just like a normal PCI card in your computer on your motherboard, so it's not different than your traditional GPUs. So that's a new technology that's coming out that's going to change things a little bit. It's a lot faster and uses a lot less energy. And then AI, honestly, if they use AI to streamline the code um, instead of, because right now it's all basically still reliant on a lot of older systems like DOS and stuff like that. So if they use AI to kind of overhaul coding, which is probably more dangerous than it's worth, they could reduce the the amount of information that needs to be processed. So things are going to be changing pretty fast, probably a lot faster than anyone's ready for. So it's probably going to have a huge downstream effect in gaming as well. I know that there's going to be a lot of yeah, that's the same. Everybody's doing that. The subscription services are garbage. I can't stand that stuff. Like I used to have Photoshop for photo editing for the longest time, and I bought the program twice. And at the time, I think when I was in school, way back when, uh, I got it at a student discount for like $2,000, and $2,000 back then was a ton of money. Um, it might have been a little bit less than that. I don't know if it was, but not that $2,000 isn't a lot of money now. But you literally um, you pay for it over and over and over again. Like I don't think any of these like Adobe has subscriptions for every single one of their programs. It's like you have to subscribe to use their Adobe Acrobat for PDFs, and then if you want Photoshop, that's another subscription. If you want their vector, you just got a new mini PC, so it's stacked and runs everything you've thrown at it so far. Okay. I don't even think I know what a mini PC is. Let's find out. Oh, okay. I see. It's all solid state. Those aren't a bad price. Those are pretty affordable. Let's see what the Yeah, those are actually fairly reasonable. It's less than some RAM. All right. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to buy. I don't know what I'm going to play, but I think we've narrowed it down to like 4 or 5 games. More than more choices than I had this morning. So B-Link. Oh, they got some crazy ones. Some of these are almost as some of these are almost expensive as new computers or no, like full on desktops. I didn't even know these existed. I guess a lot of people are using them to run AI assistants. Looks like a lot of them come with OpenClaw installed. That's pretty cool. You throw it in your backpack and take it anywhere. Yeah, that I mean that definitely makes it versatile. Might have to look into one. I don't know what I would use it for, but it's probably the way all PCs will be fairly soon. If if the cost of graphics cards and RAM keeps going up, I imagine this will be the way of the future. You're in Australia, so you got fleeced on the price. Yeah, everything cost a lot to ship everything across the well, you would think it costs a lot to ship everything across the ocean, but we get a lot of stuff imported here for dirt cheap. That's pretty cool. I'll have to look into those a little bit more. All right. Well, I think I got some thinking to do, and hopefully I'll be back Wednesday with a new game to play. So it's either going to be Scum, Diablo 4, DayZ. I had a couple more. I've got a bunch to look into. couple of inexpensive ones. State of Decay. Pioneer. That one looks promising. You have to pay extra for the sunshine. Well, I'm in Florida, so I don't know what you're talking about. I'm in the Australia of the United States. Yeah, I'm sure the exchange rate doesn't do you any favors. Yeah, I've got some games I got to look into. I'm glad we did this because I was getting frustrated. I I couldn't find anything that I thought I would enjoy playing. So I'm glad we uh, I'm glad we bounced all this stuff against the wall. So all right, well it's getting late. I really do appreciate everybody hanging out and help me figure this out. It means the world to me because I hit a wall with HumanitZ and I just couldn't do it anymore. Like I was literally like 2 to 2.5 hours in recording videos for this week, and I just sat up and turned the game off. So um, we'll find something else that's fun, and we'll jump into that. So I hope you guys have a good night. I really do appreciate everyone hanging out. It means a lot, and I'm glad we got to narrow things down a little bit. So have I played? Uh, um, Sorry, that's an old chat. There we go. So I'm glad we narrowed it down, and hopefully we'll come back with something fun. There are quite a few Alien games out there. Yeah, I'm actually looking at that the because that one's fairly inexpensive. And it's on sale now at 65% off. I might just buy that just to buy it and at that price. And same with a couple of them. There's a couple I might just buy because they're like State of Decay. I might buy that because that's 75% off right now. So I probably pick up a few games and then I'll have a couple to try, and then if I if they don't work out, then there's always DayZ and there's always like Diablo 4. You basically stop playing. Oh, you hit the wall. Yeah, with HumanitZ. Yeah, it just there there just isn't any progression in the game. Like once you've done it once, you've done it, 100 times. So you can mess with the difficulty and stuff like that to make it a little bit more difficult, but the game doesn't offer anything new, and I think the quest lines are a little underwhelming, and hopefully we can find something that's better than that. So anyway, I will see y'all on Wednesday night, and uh, I'll be playing something new. So I'll probably download a couple of games and give them a try tomorrow. And Aliens Fire Team, I think I saw that one not too long ago. I don't know if that one really. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to see. But I will. I'll see you guys on Wednesday night. I really do appreciate it. So thanks for all the help, Functional Outsider. That you really. I think you dropped so many names I had to look up, but you definitely got me. You got me figured out. Got me games in the right direction. So I do appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you soon. So, all right, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out. Oop. Peace.